noticed that sometimes when you're feeling a bit blur, it can help you just going for a walk. Let's talk about that as we walk. So this is one of my favorite parks, and it's just gorgeous right from the gates. If we use all our senses when we're walking, just to fully appreciate, look at those different colors and everything. So we quite often just go around in a daze. We don't really see things. But if you look at nature, lots of research has shown that it's really helpful, positive for our mental and emotional health. And it really does help with our being able to reset and just get back that energy and the joy divine that helps us through life. Isn't it just, I can feel myself relaxing as I'm walking along, just going at my own pace, breathing deeply the air, the different scents of the leaves and the grass, and just generally feeling more rested and relaxed, and consciously slowing down. I can feel my thoughts are not racing so much. Sometimes when I've got a lot on my mind, or I'm thinking of different things I want to do, or I've been focused on things, it can really feel as if I'm kind of giving myself a bit of a headache. I don't think it really matters where you walk, as long as the place brings you joy and peace of mind. So if you're in an urban area, maybe a park in the city, or if you're able to go out into a green space, or even just around your neighborhood, getting out in the fresh air is the most important thing. And then just exploring and discovering what's around you. So I always find water so peaceful as well, and calming. There's just something about it, being by the water. And then when you see like gorgeous swans and geese and ducks, seagulls, oh my gosh, there are some swans over there with some cygnets. There's a mother duck swan with 2 cygnets in tow. Wow. I remember coming here in the summer when they were just born. These swans are amazing, beautiful creatures. Here they are. The cygnets are the brown ones. These 2 at the front here on the left-hand side. And then there's another one between potentially the 2 parents.
Yeah, no, exactly. She was a beautiful lady. She was in the blind cover at Blackpool there, so. I know.
I can feel myself relaxing already and smiling, really just smiling, and I just love being out here. It reminds me of running through the woods with my brothers and my friends when we were children. Just that sense of freedom. So it's interesting when we feel that we can't do something. And like sometimes you might think, oh gosh, I can't walk, or I huff and puff going up the stairs. Why not set yourself a challenge, like a 7-day challenge, for example, and set yourself a target. What can you do in those 7 days? So could it be like walking for 5 minutes, then 10 minutes? So at the end of the 7 days, you'll be doing half an hour, maybe. Even it's been shown that even a 20-minute walk is good enough. I know that quite often it's fashionable to talk about steps and things like that. However, 10,000 steps was just a marketing thing invented to sell a product many years ago by a Japanese company. And depending on what research you read, it's 7,000 or 8,000 steps are seen as the sweet spot. So if you're thinking, I'm not sure I even do 1,000 steps, why not set yourself a challenge where over a period of time you can build up to that 7,000 or 8,000, or even if you want to, 10,000 steps, because it not only helps with your cardiovascular health, it helps you maintain and lose weight, helps with your muscle tone, your mental and emotional well-being. And on a personal level, I try and do 7,000 steps 6 days a week, usually 1 day a week, quite often a Sunday. I just like to be at home and not do anything really. So I try and do 7,000 steps. If I can do it, I do it every day. If not, I don't beat myself up about it, because ultimately at the end of the day, it's for my own benefit. So that's the thing. We should try and meet ourselves where we are, not compare ourselves to other people. You know, you're not trying to run a marathon. Maybe that might be your long-term goal. However, start somewhere. Start with what you can do. If you're in the city, go down your local high street, walk around a couple of blocks, see what you can do, and actually look at the buildings, for example. Somewhere like London, there's just so many gorgeous buildings, the details. I always say to people, look up. Don't just look down, look up and see the detail in the buildings, because sometimes they tell a story about the area or that particular building. So set yourself a target. Yeah. I love going out for walks because I can just let my thoughts roam freely. So sometimes if I'm doing something, I'm feeling a bit stuck, and I know there's no point in continuing what I'm doing because I'm just stuck. I'm not getting any better. I'm not making any progress. I just put my stuff down and go out for a walk. Even window shopping is great, because what you're doing is that you're relaxing your mind. Oh, I love this bridge. And our senses are, our five senses, we don't always utilize them as fully as we could, or as we can rather. So I love architectural details. Just being out here. Nature is one of the most, it's actually probably the most important stress reliever that we can find. And even if you're living in a high-rise building, look outside of your window, see if you can spot something, some greenery. Put some beautiful objects on your desk. It can be something you can print out, It can be a paperweight, anything. So our senses are particularly helpful in helping us relieve stress, help us to relax, reset. If you live alone, when you come out like to somewhere like a park, there are other people around. And even if it's just making eye contact, a smile, saying hello, that can make a difference. That can make a huge difference to you and to the other person. Because sometimes people do not have any contact with anybody else for days on end. Interesting, because I was just talking about having conversations with people, and I'm very conscious of other people being in the park and around me, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't get them inadvertently in my video, because everybody's just, minding their own business, right? And trying to respect other people's privacy. And somebody was behind me, and I stopped filming, and he was like, "Oh no, don't worry." And I was explaining to him what I was doing, and he was like, yeah, totally get it. And we arranged that he would walk on at his own pace, and then when he was out of shot, I would follow on. And then we had a little chat about a couple of other things, and it was lovely, and that's somebody else that I've spoken to today. And so yes, that kind of thing about going out, smiling, making eye contact. Most people respond to a smile. I know people sometimes say to me when I'm working with clients that, "Oh, I'm shy," and this, that, and the other. Most people will respond to a smile. And you don't have to have a conversation. You can just smile and keep it moving, keep walking on. But, you smile at someone, they smile at you, or even just, someone with a dog, and how's your dog? And, that pet the dog. Loneliness is a real issue, and walking can address so many things that we're going through. I'm just wondering what this is here. It's not like one of those, is it cairn stones, the way markers? I think this one's a bit more of a sculpture than a cairn stone. It looks as if it's like an acorn, right? And that's a nut. That's what I'm thinking. Goodness knows what it is anyway. So yeah, so just whatever we can do to help ourselves feel better. And so that's what this channel is about, Chief of Wellness, just taking care of our own mental and emotional well-being. And it helps us in every aspect of life, personal, professional, whatever. So I'm going to continue my walk now, but I'm going to leave you here. And I've got a free resource, a Flourish Guide, which has useful tips and tools and techniques in it. It's in the link. You can access it via the link in the description below. And until next time, my friends, take good care of yourselves and love yourselves as you are.